Yorana, and welcome back to FM Tahiti. I hope you're all doing well. In this episode, two games as always, but we're going to play the Jupiters first in the Mutineer Pride Trophy, and I think we've got Ua Huka Chevres in the league. So in the Mutineer Trophy, we're top with 10 points. Won 3, drawn 1. So there was one match against Naruto I said I was going to come back for and then kind of forgot, just played through, where we drew against. And we're still in a good position. So basically, if we beat Jupiters, we're through to the final no matter what. If we draw or lose, it all depends on what the Terrors do against whoever they're playing, which we'll find out in a bit. Well, let's say find out a bit. If we just look here, that's easy enough, isn't it? If you look in the sidebar, so they're playing the Puka Puka. Puka Puka are pretty good in the league, but we'll see what happens there with them. But it's in our hands. We can go through to the final, which would be quite nice, really. And Group B, the Humpbacks have already qualified, so if we get to the final, we'll be playing against our former side in the final, where I imagine their senior team will rip us a new one. In terms of what's been going on in between recordings, I think the last match I recorded was all the way back here, when we beat, surprisingly, the Humpbacks, or their under-23s. We then beat Taha under-23s 3-1, with, Chabert scoring, Pomat scoring as well. Then we beat the under-23s of Ua Huka Chevres 5-2. So a few sendings off in that one that made it a bit tasty. But again, Chabert was getting there, and Pomat's actually started to pull his weight a bit now. Then we drew against Naruto with Chabert again scoring. We beat Marquesas Islands 3-4. No Chabert this time, but there is Pomat. And then we lost in the last match against Bora Bora 23s with Alex Wallace. Getting all 4 for them. We had a sending off as well. Wallace is alright. In fact, is that the Wallace that we used to have? Let's have a look. We did used to have a Wallace, and he plays for the Austral Islands. Nah, different Wallace. Just a common name. So there we go. So we're top of this table now. 31 points after 14. The Vahanga Vines are behind in 24. So when we play the Vahanga Vines, that's kind of the decider, I think, because there's only 20 games to play. There's 6 games left, so 6 games at 3 points gives you 18 points. So the most they can finish with is 42. We're at 31. If we beat them, then it takes away. It gives us that kind of 6-point buffer, isn't it? So that'll really make a difference. We've got them in a little while, though. We've got couple. So in this episode we're going to play Jupiters and Chevres, and then we'll come back for the next episode with Dubai and Vahanga Vines. By this point we should know for definite by this point. But enough of that, let's play the Jupiters. Not many changes to make. Off and away they go. We could go out and win it. Their team looks a little bit more robust than us. They're taller and wider. We've got a few contracts things going on, because that's quite a big stretch. There's quite a lot of space, or quite long gaps between some of our fixtures. So actually we're in the kind of middle of crossbar. I thought penalty was going to be given then. It looked like it's going to knock him off the ball. So yeah, we're in sort of middle of January. I've offered contract. Most of the players' contracts are running out. I've offered an extension to Bon, Thomas, Lambert, and Chabert, I think. I think Ruiz has actually got his contract till next year anyway. No, I need to offer him one as well. But basically, most of the team I've not offered an extension to, because I think. Go on, Pomat. Because I think we can probably do better in the transfer window over summer. If we get promoted and we get a bit of a rep boost, if we clear off the deadwood so our wage bill's healthier. Go on, Ruiz. Go wide. Get out wide. Get some more space. yeah, I think if we rebuild from scratch, where we've got a full summer to do it, I think we could actually put together a reasonable squad. Oh, go on, Riz. Dug it out. And with that, we should hopefully be going to the final if we can keep the gap. Yeah. I think the only thing that's going to... well, I think there are two things that might stop us from recruiting particularly well in the summer. One is our wage budget. So currently the most we can offer a player is about £150. And for most players, the most we can offer is like 100. So that really does limit us. That's, you know, original start of the save kind of finances, where with the humpbacks we couldn't offer much out just because of everything was capped like 100. So that's... I don't think we'll get much more money for being in the championship because it's not worth that much more money. We might get slightly more attendances, but we need a season or two of them. Go on, Cornetti. Long ball from Bon, I reckon's come in. No, he's just going to run with it. So there's a wage issue. I don't think we can have a huge wage budget. But if we clear some of the dead wood who are on higher contracts, we can hopefully do something. Get maybe a few youth in. Good save by Lachard. I've not offered any contracts to the two keepers we've got because I don't think either of them are that good. And the other thing that might stop us is the kind of demands of the team. So not just having a small wage budget, but also having players that have stupid demands. So I think I mentioned it for some of the players I was looking at. They would talk to us, but they wanted like £600, £700. I think one of them wanted like 1,000. Some of them were wanting more than they were currently getting paid at like top clubs, so like at the humpbacks and things like that. So from some of the richer teams, they wanted more from us. So I think that's also going to be the stumbling block. So we're going to have to be very careful with how we recruit. It can take a lot of looking around. And Ruiz again. That one didn't even look like it was any effort for him. Some kind of no-look shot. In it goes. And he's there to the second ball. Lambert tees him up. I don't even think he was looking. I think he was looking over the wing. Did him with the eyes. So there we go. Terrors are winning. So we need to win anyway. But that looks fine to me. Sorry, I keep kind of coughing and clearing my throat. It's a combination of feeling a little bit under the weather and just having eaten a stack of toast and Marmite. Feel no shame for that. I love Marmite. But when it's really hot, it's a bit claggy. Savage with his 6. People are interested in buying Savage, but I really don't see why. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rebuild in the summer. As long as if we get promoted, it should be a good rebuild. The one thing that does make me a little bit sad is the lack of youth intake. But there's really nothing we can do about that. That sucks. Amber injured. So yeah, it should be interesting as we go up the leagues. I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to do it. I was worried right at the start of the season, but then the fact that we don't have to be in first place really does help. We just have to beat the other senior sides. I don't think any of them really challenged us. Let's see how it goes with the Hang of Irons. If they win, then that means there's going to be a bit of a chase. Potentially, those last few games. Or if they hit a really poor run of form, we might be over well before then, but we'll see. So there we go. Full time, 2-0. Well done. Well done, lads. So this puts us through to the final against the Humpbacks. We finished with the same number of points as them, just a better goal difference. So actually, we are the team of the tournament so far. We've never won it before. Humpbacks have won it 4 times, and then once each for Puka Puka, Naruto, and the Feral Cats. So if we were to win it, First time ever for us. We'll add a new winner to the whole shebang. And I'm going to stop and come away, and we'll be back for the second match against Ua Huka Chevres. Okay, so we're back. That didn't take too long. It's only a few games in between. The transfer window is now shut, and we've managed to escape without losing any players or anything like that, because we couldn't really afford to. We've also not signed anyone, because we don't really need anyone, so that's that done. One thing I did want to show you, just before we play the next match, is the World Cup situation. So, because this is where I got a little bit confused before, because I assumed that Tahiti, because they had won the Oceania nations, they'd have to go into the World Cup playoff, because that's what happened years and years ago. So the World Cup playoff doesn't have any sort of sign of Tahiti in there. So actually New Zealand, who are the runners-up, have had to play Trinidad and Tobago. Uzbekistan played Cuba. They've got Peru and Ivory Coast have ultimately gone through in the end. And if we look at the World Cup, all the groups have been... I did not realise this. I was just going to go to the qualifiers, but I can't see here are all the qualified teams. But if we go down, so they're not in Group A. That's Morocco, USA, Ukraine, Benin, Mexico, Scotland, Cameroon, Croatia, Qatar, France, Ghana, Peru, Argentina, Japan, Russia, Holland, Paraguay, South Korea, Brazil, Honduras, Poland, England, Senegal, and Tahiti Societies, and then Belgium. Oh, look at all these groups. It went on for a lot longer than I expected. So, where's this being held? USA, Canada, and Mexico. Okay. 2026. And this is interesting. So, at least England have got a good chance of getting to the knockouts with Tahiti there. That's going to be tough. Like, Senegal are pretty good. England will be amazing on this. Lots of recognisable names there and some less so. Is that a real player? It is. Apparently by him. So he looks amazing. Aston Villa. There. You heard it first. Tip from the future. Sign him. Yeah, and Senegal will just... Too far, haven't I? So many teams in this World Cup. I don't know if that's how the World Cup's meant to be, but that's a tad confusing for me. Senegal... Gee, they don't look like they're that good, do they? Don't have many actual real players. Oh, he looks good. Buy him. Yeah, Tahiti are going to struggle. But there is 2 qualifying spots. This really doesn't look like any World Cup I recognise. They've got some sort by value. Dalouin, Andre. He starts to drop off as you go down, doesn't it? Yeah, they'll struggle. Definitely struggle, but they're through. And they did that by winning the actual Oceania Nations. It wasn't like a part place, it was 1.5 that we potentially got this time. 1 for whoever won the Oceania qualifiers, and half a place in terms of, you get into the playoffs for the runners-up, New Zealand. So if that holds true, there is eventually the potential for 2 of our countries to get through, Tahiti's, Austral, Gambier, whatever. There's the potential there for that to happen if the combination. But I don't know if there's just something special about the way this World Cup's set up. I don't know. So anyway, here we are. We've got Ua Huka Chevres, an island full of feral goats, hence the goat badge. And we have not enough players to fill the bench. Suspension and injury. This will have to do. Again, it's another one of those kind of key... If we win this match, then probably Ua Huka Chevres don't really have a chance of overtaking us or even the Vahanga Vines if we win. So it'll just be us knocking out one more set of contenders. Their kit is ugly. That's an ugly colour combination. I mean, I realise I'm saying this as a team playing in bright yellow and purple, but I think that works better than black and brown. Savage, that was a weird goal. Was not expecting that. But, you know, starting as we mean to go on, we've got a good run of form. We are a bit too good for this league. It is a bit of a ragtag squad, but because there's only 20 games, we're only playing each of the teams once. We can survive, we can make it through. Baron to Con. Good tackle there. Chabert and Ruiz. Dupuis. 3 tries. I've offered a contract to Ruiz as well. All the contracts I've offered are just 1-year extensions, because I think if we do well in the Championship, we get to the Premiership, then again I want to ditch the deadwood. I don't want to be too sentimental and keep players around for longer than I need to. If I can shed the subpar players as we go up, I'll be in a stronger position. On cross. Oh, Ruiz with some kind of wonder turn. And that was a really good shot as well. Showboating now. Bon. Cross. Just peppering them a little bit. A little bit unfair on them now. Back he goes. So yeah, there we have it. Tahiti Societies are in the World Cup, so they didn't need a human manager to help them qualify. But the change in World Cup format, which I think is what it is, has helped. I don't know if... Oh, go on, Savage. I don't know if I like the look of that World Cup format. You know, leave me a comment if I've massively misunderstood what's going on with the World Cup sort of structure, but a group of 3 where only one doesn't qualify, and then having many groups like that, doesn't make it seem particularly tense. Like it kind of seems like if you're England, for example, in that, you're pretty much going to get through. You're going to get at least one win. You let the other one scrap for points after that. But they're in. TT are in. What I'm going to do after this match is I'm going to go through the schedule for the World Cup, and I'm going to... I don't know if you've noticed, I'm assuming you can still do it in this version, I've not done it. But if you go to the fixture list of other teams, and if you click on where it says V for versus, it changes that V into view, which then means it essentially schedule... Oh, it got there. Good takedown, good finish. All from the free kick. We should be in better. Yeah, with 2 people there, should have stopped him. Yeah, if we click on the V, that should change it to view, which means when that match comes along, it should just pop up like one of our matches, and we'll get to like continue into the match and watch it, which is what we're going to do. I'll do some World Cup episodes, even though we're not managing them. I think we've got to go along and support Tahiti. It'll be interesting to see whether they can get past Senegal. I have a sneaking feeling they're just going to get flattened. Or it's going to be a goal difference issue, and England are going to get through with like 6 points. Senegal are going to get through based on the draw, but with goal difference, because they won't lose as much against England or something like that. Penalty. Ruiz went down a little bit late. Not convinced that was a real penalty. Cornetti, why is our centre-back taking this penalty? Because he can do it, yeah, nice one. 3-1, back at it. It's interesting coloured boots, some of our players. I'm looking forward to the Summer World Cup as well. That should be an interesting one to see. We are getting through the season at a fair kind of pace now, so we're at the end of January already. We've not actually got that many games left against real teams. I'm not going to show you the matches against the under 23 teams unless it's going to come down to like a decider or something like that. We've got a cup final to look forward to as well, so it's been an alright first season with the kind of cash-strapped Turtengegi wings. It might be time for a sub. everyone a chance. Go on, Bond, whip it in. Chabert, 17th goal of the season. He is no Yanin, no Gerard, but he is reliable. Yeah, carry on with them changes. Angevines winning 5-0, so they're not slowing down. Lagunas are losing, Magdalena are losing, Naruto are losing. It's just us and the Vines now. Making that charge. It would be good if we could make the charge and win the title. That'd be nice, but even if we don't win the title, whoever's top out of the two of us, the Vines and the Wings, will go up. The title would be a nice one to win. Make our mark on the way up. Want someone just slam into him with a rash challenge. That's what the team normally does. Oh, that's not great. Our defence and our keeper definitely need upgrading next season. Like I say, I've not offered any contracts to our keepers. One of the things I might do is keep an eye out for youth departures. See if I can flesh out the squad with some of those things we don't have our own youth system. Well done, good win. So there we are, 34 points after 15 games, 5 more games to play until the end of the season, with one of them against the Vahangavines, and one against the Lagunas as well. So actually, our next match is going to be the Mutiny Trophy. I know who's going to be against. It's really easy to work out. It's going to be against the Humpbacks. So we'll come back for that and the Tubai Lagunas. Then we'll see where we are, and then we'll probably do Uapoa and Vahangavines as the final episode. Oh, gross. There's one appearance away. Okay, I don't want him to do that. Can I ask him to just, look at him? I don't want that in the team. 33? No. He played 9 and got 7.04. He's not been terrible for us by any stretch, but we could get pretty much anyone to replace him. Okay. I mean, I understand that. Okay, I'm not going to force the matter. But what I am going to do is probably just not play him anymore. I might purposely leave him out of the team. We'll see. We'll see how much of a monster I am to him in the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. It's been a bit longer than normal, I think, for this one. But thanks for sticking through with it. And I will see you in the next one for the Mutiny Cup Trophy against the Humpbacks.